It's January 2026, and if you're like so many of us, you're looking back at 2025 and all the things you wanted to do, but didn't. Not because you didn't care, but because life got busy, your brain kept overthinking, or you were waiting for the perfect moment. In today's episode, I'm sharing how choosing a word of the year helped me to stop living in my head and start taking real action, including finally submitting a book proposal to a traditional publisher. If you're ready to stop just thinking about the life that you want and actually start living it, this episode is for you. Come on in. It's time to choose happy. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, you have a choice. Are you ready to break free from self-doubt and negative self-talk? I'm Marie, mindset mentor, life coach, and author of the Choose Happy Affirmations. Here, you'll find mindset shifts, affirmations, and simple tools to create a life that feels as good in the inside as it looks on the outside. Welcome to Choose Happy with Marie. Hello, how are you, dear friends? Welcome back to the Choose Happy with Marie podcast, and welcome to a brand new year. Happy 2026. I hope your holidays gave you at least a few moments to breathe, to rest, to step away from the busyness, and perhaps reconnect with yourself. Mine was good. It was nice to reconnect with family and with friends. Whether you're feeling energized about the year ahead or you're just easing into it slowly, I'm really glad you're here with me today. If you've been listening to the show for the past couple of years, every January we talk about something called the word of the year and how we choose our word for the upcoming year. It's one of my favorite traditions to start the new year. It's simple, it's grounding, and it gives you a powerful anchor for the next 12 months, especially if you're someone who tends to get overwhelmed by long lists of resolutions or new year and new me expectations. You'll really enjoy this. But before we get into the steps, I just thought I would share with you a personal story from this past year because I sense many of you will be able to relate to it. My word for 2025 was 2 letters, do, D-O. If you know me, you will know that I'm a thinker. I can live in my head with the best of them. Imagining, planning, dreaming, preparing, and then preparing to prepare, and sometimes never actually doing the thing. Is there anyone out there that can relate? It actually drives my husband crazy sometimes. Well, not exactly, but he does have to sometimes remind me to get out of your head, Marie, and just do the thing. I've heard from so many of you who feel exactly the same way. You want to do the thing. You want to make the changes. You want to say yes to your goals and your growth, but somehow the days pass, then the weeks, then the months, and nothing really changes because life just keeps happening, and you keep telling yourself the following. Let me know if any of this resonates with you. I'll start when things calm down. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll try again next week. Sound familiar? I get it. Truly, I do. So last year, that was the word that I chose for the year, the word do. And what did that word do for me this past year? Well, it quietly, consistently, and kind of almost gently, I did have it in my planner that I would see it every day, It guided me to take action, even when I felt unsure or scared or not fully ready. It reminded me that my life won't change by thinking about it. It will only change by doing something about it. And so that's how I finally did something I had been thinking about for years. I learned how to write a book proposal. It was not easy. It took many, many hours. I was balancing that with also doing the podcast and coaching and working my day job. So evenings and weekends, I was writing that book proposal. And I did submit it to a traditional publisher. And that was a huge goal to achieve in itself. And then I was lucky enough to get an honorable mention from the publisher. So they didn't pick the book, but I got an honorable mention with personalized feedback to improve the book. And well, you can only guess what the name of the book will probably be. It's still in development. That didn't happen because I felt confident. I'm being really honest with you. It didn't happen because I had everything figured out, because it's still a work in progress. Writing a book takes many, many hours, many reiterations, because it's a work in progress and it requires that mindset. It can't have a perfect mindset. That will not get you anywhere. And it didn't happen because the stars aligned. Well, maybe it did. I won't know that. It happened because I stayed committed. I stayed committed to my word of the year that guided me, that I needed to do to be able to see different results in my life. So even on those days when I was so tired and I wanted to hide under my blanket and sleep in and, just wait for some mythical future version of me who was finally ready to write it, I had to just be where I was and start writing. And so I'm sharing this story with you because if you've been living in your head, you're wanting to move forward with something, wanting to do the things that matter to you, but not actually doing them, this can be the year where everything can change for you. So today, I want to walk you through just 5 simple supportive steps to help you choose your word of the year for 2026. I want you to select a word that will help ground you and guide you, but also bring you comfort and stretch you in just the right ways. You ready? All right, let's dig in. And Choose Happy members will receive the step-by-step in this week's email. So if you are not signed up as a member yet, please do. The website, you can sign up at the website called choosehappywithmarie.com, or the link is in the show notes. All right, let's dig in. Step 1. The first thing, close the previous year. Before we can look forward, we need to gently close the chapter that is behind us. This isn't about judging yourself or dwelling on mistakes. It's about acknowledging what happened. The good, the hard, the unexpected, and just kind of letting your nervous system catch up. So questions you could ask yourself. Here are some ideas. What felt heavy for me in 2025? What drained my energy more than it should have? What patterns or habits am I ready to leave behind? And the last question, what felt meaningful, nourishing, or aligned? Sometimes, the new year comes and we want to sprint into it with excitement. You hear all about these New Year's resolutions. And by the way, I don't do those. You can if you want to, but it's not something that motivates me. I goal set. I do goal setting all year long, so I don't wait for January 1st. But if you do, that's good too, whatever motivates you. But before you can get going with the new year, if you are carrying unprocessed emotions from the year before, those experiences will influence your decisions for the new year. So this step is really important. Give yourself a moment to mentally and emotionally close 2025. And how do you do that, you may be asking? You thank it. You thank it for the memories that it gave you, the positive, the not so positive. Maybe see the silver lining in the not so positive. Maybe there is no silver lining, but maybe you can thank it for any love that was there. Bless it, release it. This is the soft landing your new word needs. Once you've done that, move on to step 2, where you reflect on your values and your intentions. Your word of the year should come from who you are, not who you think you should be. This step is about gently reconnecting with what matters to you in this season of your life. Questions you can ask yourself include, what do I value most right now? What do I want to feel more often in 2026? What needs my attention, care, or nurturing? And the last question, what part of myself have I been neglecting? Maybe you want more peace. Maybe you want more connection. Maybe you want confidence or clarity or rest or joy or maybe even bravery. We often spend so much energy supporting others that we can forget our own inner needs. Let your values rise to the surface. Let your intentions feel honest, not performative. Let your desires be allowed. This is the emotional foundation for your word. Step 3, visualize your everyday life in 2026. I like this one. This is where we shift from abstract to practical. It's not your dream life in 10 years. It's not your vision board fantasy, although it is good to have a vision board. It is your real life, the one you're living right now as you listen to the podcast. Imagine yourself, okay? I want you to imagine, do a little bit of a vision exercise. Imagine yourself moving through an ordinary Tuesday, okay? An ordinary Tuesday in 2026. You're going to work or you're not going to work, depending on your circumstances. I want you to answer the following questions. What do you want to feel on that ordinary Tuesday this year? What do you want to feel? What do you want to do differently? What do you want your mornings to feel like? Your relationships, your energy, and your inner dialogue. What do you want? Sometimes the word you need is hidden in those small, very human moments. Maybe you want to feel less rushed. Maybe you want to trust yourself more. Maybe you want to finally take action on those ideas that have been living in your head. Maybe you want to soften how you speak to yourself. Maybe you want to open your heart again. Let yourself imagine not the perfect life, but the aligned one. So now that you have a vision in play, we move on to step 4, and there are 5 steps. We're almost done. Step 4 is creating your word list. So this is the fun, intuitive part. No pressure, no overthinking. There's no perfection here. There's no perfect word. I want you to set a 5-minute timer. The reason why I'm suggesting 5 minutes is because if you spend even more time, you're just going to drag this on. And what we're trying to do is Tap into your intuition and hear what your intuition is saying. All what we're doing here is just creating a list. You can always change it. Nothing is final. So set a 5-minute timer, and then I want you to write down every word that comes to mind without any judgment. Even if it feels strange, it's too big, it's too small, it's too simple, it's unrealistic, anything. If you're feeling stuck, here are a few suggestions of words that may come up for you. Again, any word. These are just some words just to kind of give you an idea of what it can be. I'll just give you a few ideas. It could be words like you want to focus more in the new year. Trust. Rest. Brave. You want to be more brave. Feel more nourished. Heal. Do, like I had this past year. Shine. Or maybe it's begin. Let the words surprise you. Let them come from your body, not your brain. We're not living in our brain. We need to be really careful, because if we are stuck in negative thinking, we can't be there, because then negative words will come up, and we don't want negative words through this exercise. When you write a word that feels warm or meaningful, even if you can't explain why, I want you to highlight it. This step is not about perfection. It's just about resonating with where you are right now. Once you have your list, then I want you to do step 5, which is to choose your word. There is no wrong way to pick your word. I'm going to give you a few gentle ways that you can narrow down your choices, and you can always come back to it. And I do recommend that. I recommend that you pick your word and then you walk away for a few hours or the next day, come back to it and ask yourself, is this still resonating with me? So, first question, which word keeps coming back to you? Highlight that. Next question, which one makes you breathe a little deeper, makes you feel good about yourself? Next question, which one feels like the woman or the man, for the gentlemen who are listening to the show, which one feels like the person that you're becoming or that you want to become? Which word scares you just the right amount? Interesting. And the last question, which word feels supportive, grounding, or activating? The word that you pick should feel like you're choosing a companion for the year. The word is not a taskmaster. It is not a rule. It is not a pressure point. All it is a guide. And once you choose it, once you pick your word, I want you to write a simple sentence or two that captures your why. It's really important that you write your why, because you may forget why you picked that word, through the year. There's 365 days, or less by the time this episode comes out, in a year. So it's really important that, let's say in June, you know why you picked your word. And by the way, if the word that you do pick does not resonate with you mid-year or anything like that, you are welcome to pivot it. There is no rules to doing this. So for example, my word of the year last year was the word do. And my why was because I wanted to stop living in my head. I had so many ideas, i.e., I've been wanting to write a book proposal for many years now, and I wanted to create the life that I imagined, that I wanted to finally bring my ideas to a book format. Again, it's just a starting point. I am not completed yet on this book proposal. I have to revise it in the new year. But that was my why. Get out of my head and actually make things happen. When you know your why, your word becomes a compass and guides you in helping you make decisions on an everyday basis. It helps you say yes or say no to things that come into your life. I hope the 5 steps are helpful to you. I'll be sending out journal prompts and the affirmation related to this exercise inside my weekly email, so to help you go a little deeper with today's episode. And each week, if you are new to the show, I send mindset tools, small practices, and just gentle reminders that will help you break free from negative thinking and reconnect with your worth, all in a few minutes per week. So if you're not on my email list, you can join using the link in the show notes so you don't miss this week's Word of the Year reflection, the journal prompts, and the affirmation. Dear friend, your word is waiting for you. Give it space. Let it rise. Let it guide you into a 2026 that can be filled with clarity, confidence, and gentle, meaningful change. As for me, at the time of recording this episode, I have not picked my new word of the year yet. I've started thinking about it, but actually deciding on it, I actually wait until the first day of the new year to officially pick it. So by the time you listen to this podcast episode, I will have mine in place. Remember, your word matters. What you want to feel, to do, to be in 2026 matters. Let this be your year where you finally stand up and take action for what you really want for your happy life. Wishing you a wonderful week, choosing happy. Cheers! Thanks for listening to Choose Happy with Marie. If today's episode spoke to you, I would love it if you could share it with a friend or leave a quick review for the show. It helps more women find this kind of support. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your life to start feeling better. You just have to choose happy right where you are, one choose happy choice at a time. I'll see you next time. Take care.